A yacht that cannot reach its rated RPM on a sea trial is telling you something expensive: fouling, a propeller problem, or an engine problem. That is one line on a checklist, and it can move the price of the whole boat. In the next few minutes I will walk you through what to check before you leave the dock, what to test on the water, who runs the trial, who typically pays, and the red flags that should slow you down. There is also one detail most buyers miss, and I will come back to it. A sea trial is the working test drive of a yacht. It is where you and your surveyor put the boat through its paces before money changes hands. It sits alongside the out-of-water survey and the paperwork checks, and the usual order matters: agree a price subject to survey and trial, haul the boat for the hull and structural survey, then run the sea trial for the moving parts and the systems. Many buyers combine the trial with an engine survey, so the specialists can log temperatures, pressures and readings while the yacht is actually working. Treat the day as evidence gathering, not a pleasure cruise. You are there to confirm the boat matches its listing, and to surface faults while you still have room to negotiate. A surprising share of the checklist happens while the yacht is still tied up, so arrive early. Watch the first cold start of the day. Excessive smoke, hard starting or unusual noise on a cold engine tells you far more than a warm restart. Check oil and coolant levels and color, look for leaks under the engines, and inspect belts and hoses for wear. Look in the bilges. Dry and clean is a good sign. Standing water, an oil sheen or salt crust points to leaks worth tracing. Note the state of the battery banks and confirm the charger and shore power work. Then log the safety gear, life raft service date, flares, fire extinguishers, APERB, bilge pumps and the gas system. Expired safety equipment is common, and it is easy to price into the negotiation. Once you are clear of the harbor, give the yacht enough time and enough throttle to show how she behaves. A rushed 20-minute loop at half speed proves very little. Plan for a couple of hours if the boat and the weather allow. Start with the engines. Run them up to full rated RPM and confirm they get there. Watch the temperature and oil pressure gauges hold steady at cruising load, listen for vibration through the shafts, and check the exhaust for heavy smoke once the engines are warm. Note fuel consumption if the instruments allow, and test forward, neutral and reverse in each gearbox. Then the steering, lock to lock, autopilot engaging and holding a course, slow speed maneuvers, and bow and stern thrusters if they are fitted. Back down hard, and confirm the gearboxes and mountings take the load without alarming noise. Next, the electronics. Power up every screen: chart plotter, radar, depth sounder, GPS, VHF, AIS and the instruments. Confirm they read correctly underway, not just that they switch on. Test the radar against a known target and the depth sounder against charted depths. Then the systems that only load up at sea. Run the generator under electrical load, and test air conditioning, refrigeration, the water maker, heads and holding tanks, fresh water pumps, the windlass and anchor, and any hydraulics such as a passerelle or a crane. On a sailing yacht, hoist and set every sail, run the furling gear, and load the winches and the rigging. So who runs the trial, and who pays? The current owner or their captain usually operates the yacht, because they know her systems and the sail is not complete yet. You attend as the buyer, and your independent surveyor attends to record findings. On cost, practice varies by boat and broker, but as an indicative guide the buyer typically covers the survey and any lift or haul out, while fuel and crew for the trial are often the seller's responsibility. Confirm who pays what in writing before the day, along with the planned route and how long you will be out, because these arrangements vary by yacht, location, and season. As of filming, a short haul-out plus survey and sea trial on a mid-size yacht commonly runs into a few €1,000s. Treat that as money that protects a far larger purchase, and confirm current quotes with the yard and the surveyor. Here is the detail most buyers miss. They rely on the seller's people. Bringing your own qualified surveyor, and for a larger yacht a separate engine specialist, is the single most valuable thing you can do, because their notes turn your impressions into a defensible list. And know the red flags. engines that cannot make revs, overheating, or heavy smoke when warm. Play in the steering, alarms, or vibration backing down. Dead screens, or readings that do not match reality. A generator that trips, water in the bilge, failing pumps. If the weather forces a short or sheltered trial, note that the test was limited and consider a second run rather than signing off on partial evidence. A seller who refuses a proper trial, or insists on a token loop at low speed, is telling you something. Once the surveyor issues the report, you have 3 levers. Ask the seller to rectify faults before completion, renegotiate the price to reflect the work, or withdraw if the findings are serious. An offer conditional on a satisfactory survey and sea trial keeps all 3 open. Keep the wider picture in view as well. A yacht is generally a depreciating asset with real running costs: berthing, maintenance, insurance, crew, winterizing and fuel. The trial is also your chance to gauge how much upkeep the boat will demand. Separately, confirm the boat's VAT status, title and any liens, and the flag and registration position with the right professional, because none of that shows up on the water. We are a brokerage, not a law firm, tax advisor, or surveyor, so we work alongside those specialists. The full written checklist is on our blog, the link is below, and if you would like an independent broker in your corner for a trial on the Turkish coast, you can book a free, no-obligation consultation.